Here's a clip from our podcast, the Club Ambition Podcast, aka CAP.
They gon' let me for my ambition.
It's the craziest story this year, possibly, that's happened so far, especially in America. Former President Donald Trump was attempted to be assassinated. July 13th, 6:15 p.m. At a rally in why am I drawing blank on a location now? Where was the rally location? Pennsylvania? Yes, Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
And we've all seen the video, the footage, right? The footage has gone viral. Multiple footage keeps getting revealed. Now, everyone is talking about every single aspect of this, right? Now we have the official killer being revealed and confirmed as a 20-year-old that goes by the name Thomas Matthew Crooks. Thomas Matthew Crooks. They said in 48 hours, 2 days before he actually killed the president, this man made a series of stops in and around his suburban Pittsburgh hometown. On Friday, he went shopping at a shooting range where he was a member of and practiced firing. The next morning, Crooks went to Home Depot where he bought a 5-foot ladder and a gun store where he purchased 50 rounds of ammunition. Then Crooks drove his Hyundai Sonata about 1 hour north, joining thousands of people around the region where the rally was in Butler, Pennsylvania. He parked his car outside the rally with an improvised explosive device hidden in the trunk that was wired to a transmitter he carried. Then investigators believe he used his newly bought ladder to scale a nearby building and open fire to the president. And as investigators continue to research for a motive behind the attempted assassination, they are scrutinizing Crooks' attempted moves before the attack and trying to piece together a timeline of his actions to understand why he did this. You know, they're saying that he was reportedly, because people are trying to make it, you know, as everything, especially when it comes to a former president being involved, politicize it and trying to see if he was a Trump supporter. Supposedly, neighbors are saying that he was a Trump supporter. His neighbors remember seeing Trump signs outside of his home, and he was a registered Republican as well. Let me actually play the clip, the news clip right here that we have of neighbors talking.
Investigators dressed in plain clothes as well as FBI agents approach this house. That's where the family of Thomas Crooks lives, which is right here on Milford Drive. Then we started to see those agents going door to door, canvassing the neighborhood and speaking with people who live here. They're trying to answer to the many questions that his motive.
Here we go. The Bluetooth acting.
Is a registered Republican. Crooks' motive is still unclear. Show he is a registered Republican, and they've actually signs Trump signs outside of the course of a few years.
You get the gist, though. And this is the photo of the man right here. This is the home. Thomas Crooks. Unfortunately, by looking at it, I'm not surprised of the way he looks. I'm being honest with you, because this has been the look of a school shooter. Like, we've had multiple school shooters. Unfortunately, they have you know, a lot of them have been occurring here in America too consistently, too many. One is too many. And the running joke has always been when you see a white kid who's skinny and has glasses on and a stereotypical nerd type of aesthetic, they joke around all the time. You look like a school shooter.
Yeah.
We know this. We say this in our, you know what I'm saying? People, is an inside joke.
Yeah, it's to the point where they don't call schools no more. They call them shooting ranges.
Yeah, so this man gives that type of look, unfortunately. And look at him being the man behind the shooting, right? Demolition Ranch merch was on his body. The Demolition Ranch YouTuber owner came out today and said that he was sad, disappointed of this. He's like, I wish I could vet the people that buy my stuff, but I can't. And he was very, like, unpleased by this. Like, obviously, it must feel weird. It's like, this guy's wearing my merch. What's going on? We could definitely play this. This was an Eyewitness interview that went viral. This man was speaking to BBC, and this was the man that allegedly saw the shooter.
Oh, my God.
So we had a party here all day. You can see behind us.
Is that Guy Fieri?
Farming greenhouse here. We had a party, and we all decided, hey, you know, when we hear Trump up there, we're going to walk up through the field, stand by the trees up there under the shade, and watch and listen to the rally. Right? We couldn't see him, but we could hear him. So we walked up, and probably 5 to 7 minutes of Trump speaking. I'm estimating here. I have no idea, you know, but we noticed a guy crawling, bear crawling up the roof of the building beside us, 50 feet away from us. So we're standing there, and, you know, we're pointing at the guy crawling up the roof.
And he had a gun, right?
He had a rifle. We could clearly see him with a rifle, absolutely. We're pointing at him. The police are down there running around on the ground. We're like, hey, man, there's a guy on the roof with a rifle. And the police were like, huh, what? You know, like they didn't know what was going on. You know, we're like, hey, right here on the roof. We can see him from right here. We see him. You know, he's crawling. And next thing you know, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, why is Trump still speaking? Why have they not pulled him off the stage? I'm standing there pointing at him for, 2 or 3 minutes. Secret Service is looking at us from the top of the barn. I'm pointing at that roof, just standing there like this. And next thing you know, 5 shots rang out.
So you're certain that the shots came from that guy on the roof?
100%. 100%.
And he was up there for a couple of minutes.
He was up there.
You saw him up there for a couple of minutes.
Absolutely. At least 3 to 4 minutes.
And you were telling the police and the Secret Service?
We were telling the police. We were pointing at them for the Secret Service, who were looking at us from the top of the barn. They were looking at us the whole time we were standing by that tree.
Could they see
binoculars.
Could they see him?
Probably not, because the roof, the way that the slope went, he was behind where they could see. But why is there not Secret Service on all of these roofs here? I mean, this is not a big place.
Did you see, obviously...
And that's what a lot of people are questioning, suggesting. This is one of the most historical moments in life. And when that happens, especially in this country, we have the conspiracies that come, right? But this one's more unique, I feel like, because there's conspiracies from both sides.
Speaking of conspiracies, someone just donated 8. They said, you let me know if this is a conspiracy. The dude was in a BlackRock commercial. They're deleting the footage of it. If you know, you know.
I did see that. We can pull up. There's a lot of footage of this kid that's gone viral.
BlackRock owns the world.
They found Thomas Crook in a BlackRock commercial. He was like a random actor. Might not mean nothing though. Thomas, am I spelling his name right? Thomas Crooks. This is the commercial right here.
My name is Brian DeLallo. I teach AP and Honors Economics in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Financial well-being to me is knowing that I can be free to do the things that I love to do.
That's him right there during the commercial. I think he just went to school there, though.
Yeah,
he literally just went to school.
He literally just went to school there. He was a part of the community. He had neighbors. They knew of him, right? But then we do have people saying there's more updates. Can I show this footage? Let me see. I think I can. Yeah, this is not graphic. This is the footage of the shooter, the guy that killed the shooter, right? Oh, I can't show that. Let's not show no dead bodies on here. God bless. And we have, as the shots ring off, this is the building that the man was on top of, right? So you see police personnel vehicles around here, right? Around the building. And this has been something that has been making people more concerned because they're like, oh, the conspiracies on both sides. We have Donald Trump's son today, Donald Trump Jr.
I also saw something saying that Secret Service agent has been fired. I don't know if that's true or not.
Let's see. There was a video of him talking about, he had like a kind of a conspiracy towards this. Did they delete the video? I don't know if you guys noticed, but a lot of this coverage on this stuff has been kind of getting...
Conspiracy theory?
Yeah, like the conspiracy theory coverage kind of gets deleted. It gets hidden. I don't know what the hell. I mean, you can assume what's going on, but...
on TikTok, but I didn't.
Elon's doing something that I've noticed.
It's been kind of getting harder to find.
Because they were trying to spread this narrative that the reason they shot Trump is because they're Jewish. You didn't see that?
Who's Jewish?
The shooter's Jewish, and so is the Secret Service agent.
Really?
Yeah, and a lot of like those, a lot of people on the right from that group, the demographic that feels that way about Jews, they started spreading that narrative hard. But the moment it started, it disappeared. And I'm like, Elon, are you finally filtering information?
Silly goose.
You silly goose. You're finally doing it. I think he's seeing it, and we're just not purview to it because he will never tell anybody. But he's noticing like niggas are getting crazy on the internet, bro. Bro, these last few days, I've seen wow shit.
Really?
Bro, just the VP candidate that got picked, they're like,
Thank you for the donation, Brandon.
the VP candidate, the VP candidate is married to an Indian woman, and they said, I'm supposed to believe this man is gonna take a hard stance on immigration.
There was a video today. It's not popping up. You could assume why. I don't know.
I'm not.
But there was a.
Give me a second.
Oh, it's acting up. Something's acting up.
It's not acting up. I just.
Oh, his thing moved. Let's get you right, handsome man.
Hello. Thank you.
But when it comes to the situation, right? The idea of it being staged in general. Oh.
I'm on stage getting shot, bro.
When it comes to Donald Trump, did he quote unquote fake the shooting? I don't think he did at all by any means. But then we have now his own son today alluding to, he was like, I don't want to get into it, which kind of teases maybe that's how Trump feels. But on their end, they seem to be suspicious of the shooter, like even accessing the building. Like they seem like as if it was too easy for him to do it, right? So it seems like they're playing into, and Trump might. We haven't yet to see him speak on it officially in an interview yet. I'm hearing it's coming tomorrow or this week at the RNC. But they're playing into maybe the idea of it being staged as far as the government or the police helping the shooter, like, have access to the building.
He bought a ladder.
But it seems like he bought the ladder, right? And I think there's an official report here that I can read to be even more specific on the details, because they're actually investigating this from every angle, as you should.
If you think about it, though, right? If you think about it, before he pulled up to the place, he already knew where the stage was gonna be, the angle he was gonna have, because he knew that he had to buy a ladder to get up to that building. So that was planning. Think about it.
So, the suspected Trump shooter graduated from a community college with high honors, Thomas Crooks. There's a lot of information to do real research on him. But when you look at the actual data on the building, they're saying that local police were inside the shooter's building. So that building that the shooter was on top of, there was local police inside of the building. Right? There was an eyewitness guy that got interviewed that said that he saw the shooter and he kind of waved at him or tried to get his attention. But once the shooter like pointed at him or like moved to kind of like aim at him, he ducked down. Right? And they said there was a guy that supposedly climbed up there, a local police that climbed up there.
And he showed the gun to
And he
him.
showed the gun to the guy too. I might be confusing both stories, but I swear I saw two stories.
I heard that.
I saw that one.
I heard that supposedly the someone climbed up there and
It was a cop.
and the gun was waved at them and they fucking like climbed back down.
He
Yeah,
climbed
they
back
got
down
shook.
scared, and then right after, like moments right
When
after,
the
when the
shot
shooting
rang.
just started happening, boom, 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 and then people were kind of getting mad at this local officer because, oh, why are you doing that? Blah blah.
I'm not
didn't wanna
Secret
die,
Service.
bro. You
I'm
didn't
not gonna
wanna
die.
die.
What the hell?
Yeah, but maybe it depends. If it was like a veteran, or like a long-term, like official, bro, they're still.
Bro, if you pulling up to something like that, you pulling up with your gun out.
Yeah.
You know
Once
what
you
I'm
see the guy pointing at you, okay, you duck down, but you gonna pop back out. Has he shot at you yet?
No, you can't. You can't pop
Shoot him
back
in the
up.
foot.
I'm sorry, bro. That's death. That's instant death.
Bro,
There's a reason why when soldiers are at war,
It's crazy.
they have to show like there's like a mirror they have in their pocket to check corners, because in your mind it makes sense. You could pop your head up. That's an instant shot for whoever's on top, because they have the overshot on you. So they can just, you pop your head up, you're gone, bro.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
fast.
scary. Don't get me wrong.
And
right?
you don't
is
want
like-
to just randomly shoot bullets like this, like on
Yeah.
some like, oh, I'm gonna see if I can hit him. Like if it,
Because if he shoots towards him, technically, if he was already pointing at the crowd, the officer could have accidentally shot the crowd too, like a stray bullet just shooting at the guy. All right.
It doesn't even seem like there was much people around there, though. I don't know. My thing is, like, these officers are quick to shoot other people that aren't armed and shit like that. And when it comes down to something like this, you're not ready for it.
again, my boy's a cop. I know how cop training is. You see a gun and you're in a bad position, you're supposed to run away.
Oh, no, I understand
You're not gonna win the
that.
fight.
I understand that.
Yeah.
I understand that.
So I'll give him bail.
What's the
Secret
What's
Service.
the speed? Yeah, that. And what's the speed of a pistol compared to a fucking rifle, though?
No, it's egregious.
I don't know. What I'm saying is that for him to,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I get what you mean.
Come on. Franklin with the $4.99. Crook donated to PAC, which is Democrat, at the age of 17.
Yeah.
And he registered Republican at the age of 18.
So what happened was he donated to an Act Blue. He donated like $15. Act Blue, for people who don't know, that's the site most people use to run their campaigns. It's a nonpartisan system. He donated 15 to a Democratic candidate. Then he switched to Republican at 18. The thing is, and this is where I started agreeing with the Republicans, state of Pennsylvania is a closed primary. Closed primaries means, so if I have a presidential campaign and people are going to the poll, you can't disaffiliate in the state of Pennsylvania. So that means at the polls, you can't say, oh, I might be a Democrat, but I want to vote Republican and then go back to being Democrat. You have to vote whatever party you are in that moment. In the state of Rhode Island, we can disaffiliate. We have that luxury at the polls, and then we can reaffiliate back to our original party. No, it's actually, wait, is it stupid that we have it or we don't?
It's stupid that because you're registered, this is my opinion. I don't give a fuck about none of this shit, but this is my opinion. And I don't understand it, so I could be ignorant. My opinion is, if you sign up as whatever, you're a Democrat.
Yeah.
But it just so happened that the two people running, you just so happen to like the other party more, you can't vote them?
Yeah, so in some states, state of Rhode Island, you can. You can disaffiliate in the moment, vote for the Republican for the primary, and then reaffiliate again. In the state of Pennsylvania, if you are Democrat at the poll, you're Democrat and you have to vote in their primary. So what they did to try to take Trump out, because they already knew Biden was going to win his primary, they registered as Republicans, a bunch of Democrats. I remember this. It was hilarious. And they still lost. And they all voted for Haley. So the narrative right now is the nigga might actually be a Democrat. He just affiliated as a Republican when the election came so he could vote for Haley so Trump wouldn't have won the nomination.
So he's been plotting.
No, that just confirms the theory that this guy isn't like the Republican we think he is. Like he may actually just be a Democrat.
We don't know though. Can we find out? I think we probably can. The police say that they have obtained his phone, the guy's phone, right? I'm reading reports here also to give you guys a proper, more update details of things surrounding this guy. They have his phone. They've searched the vehicle. They've searched his home so far. Supposedly he told his father before going to shoot Donald Trump, he told his dad that he was going to the gun range. That's what his dad thought, right? So his dad let him use his AR-15 style rifle. This was the rifle, I believe that was the one that shot at Donald Trump. FBI has gained access to the shooter's phone, finished searching his home and his car. After this, the reaction has been from politicians, also on the side of both sides, but just on the side of safety, the concerns have risen, right? Now we officially finally have the independent candidate, RFK Jr., he has been given Secret Service. Joe Biden has approved him of Secret Service after he was asking for it for a while now. They've officially given him Secret Service security. Trump also tweeted today or posted today on Truth Social that he wants RFK Jr. to get Secret Service because he feels as if this is a dangerous time because of that situation happening. Supposedly they had a phone call, Trump and Biden. They're supposedly supposed to meet in person sometime within the next 2 weeks to have a conversation as well. Trump said, listen to this, he told ABC News, that this bullet striking his head has changed him. This changed him, he said. And he doesn't like to think about it, but he thinks he's had an impact on his life. That he's been traumatized. Basically, he's been traumatized from this. As we've alluded to before when we were speaking about it in the car ride, there's a potential situation that can cause, right? Obviously, someone tried to kill you, right? But at the same time, I'm not saying he doesn't have trauma or whatever. His instant reaction was, fight, right? Fight. And they released audio where you can hear him. He's like, my shoes. His shoes came off. Like he had his shoes off, I guess. They fell off. And he was telling the Secret Service, like, my shoes, let me put my shoes on.
Supposedly they tackled him so hard his shoes fell.
Yeah. His shoes came off. And he was like, my shoes, I gotta put my shoes on. And he was like, wait, tell the Secret Service, wait. I gotta look at the crowd and tell him, fight. And the Secret Service was trying to show him in the car. Also in the car, he also said, wait. He said he was pointing his hands up in the air. I personally don't think it was staged. I think it was a freak occurrence. He's not the president. So I think security was at a level that it was at. Should have been higher, yes. But if he were to be the president, it's going to be higher. He's running for president, and it's in Pennsylvania. I'm not saying Pennsylvania is not a significant state, significant city with the area that he was in. Obviously has significance. But if you look at the area, it was also the open field. I don't think it was a high popular city town. Like if it was in New York or like where they have recently they have like a whole event every year in the city. We covered it. It was like 2 months ago. It's like a whole thing that's called the Iowa caucus.
Yeah, the Iowa caucus.
If it's something of that nature, if both presidents are doing a debate there, I feel like if it was of a higher status type of event, you're gonna have more security. But doesn't mean it's justified. But I think it was just something about it gives me like a freak occurrence. Like only a person like this, right? 20-year-old kid that looks the way he looks and like seems to be a fucking weirdo is going to be someone to try to pull this off the way that they did. People obviously, it was the Russians, it was the China. No, it was none of that. For it to be a high level, like for it to be a country attack and to be a high level attack, first of all, unfortunately, they probably would have executed the actual incident, right? Second of all, it would be a team of people. Remember there was rumors right when this happened, it was two shooters. Turns out, as of right now, they're saying it's one shooter. It was a one shooter. One rally supporter, Trump supporter in the crowd, passed away. The man, which we're going to talk about right now, he passed away. Trump is going, his family is going to his funeral, they said. They're going to attend his funeral service. And I believe 2 other people were injured. At first, it was just one person. Now they're saying 2 other people were injured as well because the guy rang off shots. It was multiple shots that were rung off. Pierced Trump's top right ear. And after piercing his top right ear, literally also seconds before he got shot, you can see his head moving, right? So they said literally he was inches away and seconds away from dying because it could have got straight into his brain, right? But he was literally moving like this. And he's like kind of talking about like Biden and like he's like the Democrats, he's talking and he's pointing that way, you know, after coming like this. And then that's where the shot goes. And there's photos literally now of the fucking bullet in freeze frame going and the blood splattering and freeze frame on his hand. I said on the first reaction, I had the actual photographer's name. I believe it was for the New York Times, I want to say. But that photographer is going to win an award for these photos. Some of the craziest photos. Trump looks like he's scared for his life on the photo that's on the ground, right? There's a photo of him on the ground, and the sun's hitting his face, and he's bleeding, right? But complete different energy from when he actually gets up. One can say the Secret Service probably told him, because you can hear audio of the Secret Service saying, gunman's down, we're good, gunman's down, and he comes back up. They probably told him he's good. Him hearing that, he's probably like, okay, I can tell the people, let's fight, blah, blah, let's fight. But him reacting like that is what makes people feel like as if it's staged. We have Amanda Seals, Plies. Who else? There was another rapper. Oh, Dr. Umar. Dr. Umar said it's staged. He believes that it's staged. He came out today and said that he believed that it's staged. I really don't think it's staged though. I've looked at everything. I saw the people in the crowd. There was an instance of the Secret Service pushing the camera people to move away, like to move away from an area, and then people are automatically, oh, they're moving them to the stairs on purpose because they want the camera people to take a photo of Trump being shot at. And then they're also, I don't know if you guys have seen, they're observing the people in the crowd, zooming into the people in the crowd, catching their reactions. Right, there was a woman that had a sign, and then randomly the sign disappears.
She's just calm, yeah.
And then she's like recording with her phone,
as if she knew it was gonna happen.
You know, the timing of the recording. Nah, I don't believe in this conspiracy.
You wanna read that? No?
Oh, they said something.
Yeah. Why did Biden take so long to address the attempted assassination when he only took less than 30 minutes to address the new vice president nominee, Dan Golden, 499?
Shout out to Dan Golden. In my opinion, I think it was a situation where they had to confirm everything, investigate everything. And at the same time, they haven't spoke about it yet, but I would assume they were probably scared.
Yeah.
If Trump is being attempted to be assassinated, next thing I would think is like, oh, is it a plot? Is it a bigger thing? Is it another country trying to attack multiple people? They probably had to get wherever they were at. If they weren't at the White House, wherever they were, they had to make sure that they're good because maybe Biden was next. You know, at that point, you never know. So I think that's what it was. He eventually addressed it. You know, Obama beat him to the addressing of it. But one can argue, definitely, there could have been an instant reaction of, oh, what we're hearing is this. We're going to get more updates. We hope that everything's okay, blah, blah, blah. But people still wouldn't have been satisfied. I feel like people are never going to be satisfied. Like, okay, he didn't react right away. All right. If he did, what? You would have liked that? Okay. You would have been happy with that?
Also, he can't.
Yeah.
The protocol is not that. Protocol is if there's a threat on the president's life, possibly, he gets locked up somewhere. And so does the VP because she's second in off. She's second in power. Like, there's, like, protocols to all this shit.
Yeah, and it's not like Biden's on his fucking phone. It's his team. And obviously, yeah, they could have be people around that could have still tweeted, but they probably were the whole team was scared. The whole team was probably like, oh, it's rushing. Let's get him to safety. Let's get everyone to safety. Let's investigate this. Is it a multiple person?
Yeah.
Once they get the confirmation, Secret Service, it was one guy. We checked everything. It's not multiple people. You know, God forbid the guy could have had a fucking manifesto on him that said Biden's next in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Sounds like some shit out of a movie, right? God forbid, but it's possible.
Even like 9/11, I remember when the whole scene of like Bush in the elementary school reading to kids, and they told him that it happened, and he just kept reading. After that, niggas didn't see him for hours.
Yeah.
They hid that nigga so fast because that's what you're supposed to do. Like, you want the nigga to just go on TikTok and be like, I'm sorry, Mr. Former President Trump, for what's happened to you. Like, no, what the, like, you niggas lack brain cells. Like, there's no way. Like, that's not happening.
The guy that died, his name was Corey Comparator. The day before he died at the rally, people are criticizing his tweet. It now has 32 million views on X. The tweet says, they'll get over it. The Japanese did. This is in reaction to the Palestinian people dying, over 1 million people dying in Gaza, and he responded to Piers Morgan in a tweet. No, actually, this was last year. My bad. My apologies. This was last year that he tweeted this. So they highlighted this. He said they'll get over it. The Japanese did. Okay, so Piers Morgan tweeted last year, where are the Palestinians going to live when the war is over? So many of their homes are being destroyed. Does Israel have an answer? Does it care? And the guy that passed away at the Trump rally said they'll get over it. The Japanese did. So people are now saying, after looking at this guy's account, I don't sympathize with him. Blase, blase. Listen, people's political views are going to be their political views. We know plenty of people, even here in Rhode Island, that feel the way they feel about the Palestinian community. There's a lot of extremely racist people locally, even actual news people locally. Would you be shocked and surprised in Rhode Island? We have a lot of independent journalists out here who tend to be very judgmental of the Palestinian people and say ugly things that come off racist. Now, this man felt the way he felt, which was disgusting and awful. Piece of shit type of comment, in my opinion. Corey saying they'll get over it. The Japanese did. It's disgusting to say. Who the fuck, you know? That's not even funny. Like, at least do a joke. That's not even a joke. That's just disgusting.
Sounds like you're laid out now.
This is the man that passed away. So now people are saying, hey, he'll get over. His family will get over it. Blah, 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 whatever. Trying to use the same thing back. But I don't think the man deserved to die, especially it was an accidental kill. Like the guy was trying to kill Trump, and then this guy dies in the crowd. Anyone, an innocent bystander, condolences to his family. Even if he was a piece of shit, whatever the fuck was, he does not deserve death. It doesn't make any sense. But Twitter's gonna Twitter, and people are gonna say what they're gonna say. So you're gonna get these type of
Hey man, it was his time, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I just feel like you shouldn't be mocking people that died. Yeah, and this
It
is
could
my
also
thing.
be karma, right? What's it called? When the energy you put out
That's fine.
in the world, you get.
That's not your job to acknowledge.
But it's like,
because that's
pretty gross.
It's just not your job to acknowledge why someone passed. Like I don't see the point of like celebrating it. I don't see the point of trying to justify someone's death. You could just say, rest in peace, bro. That's it.
They said that he was allegedly a volunteer firefighter. He's a family man. That's what they're saying here. Listen, there's plenty of people you go around in your day-to-day life. You see them around the grocery store. You bump into them wherever. They probably think this way about Palestinians, etc. They have their right to their opinion. Even if it's an outrageous tweet, go to their Facebook page. They might have some crazy posts. It is what it is. People are going to feel the way they feel. It just obviously... God, if he was like a guy that sold dandelions and worked at a shelter with homeless people or some shit, and people be like, oh my god, like, you know what I'm saying? But people are gonna be how they're gonna feel. Horrible coincidence that his tweets tend to be fucking crazy, right? And he tweeted, I think, the day of or the night before. He's like, he's going there.
Yeah,
like, I'm going to the rally.
Yeah.
So that confirmed that was his account. He's like, I'm going to the rally. And he ended up dying. So condolences to him and his family.
My thing is like even with the Republicans that are on Twitter upset about it, you guys are sharing the photo of the shooter and championing his death. I really don't want to hear it. Your scale of morality just doesn't exist. You can't celebrate the death of the murderer, of the shooter. I said the murderer, the shooter, and I'm literally watching his bloody face in my face. That I don't want to see that photo anymore. And you're like, this is America. I remember one famous Twitter guy was like, we got this scrub. He thought he could take down Trump. You never could. And then the same guy got mad because everyone was like, oh, this dude's racist. I'm glad he's dead. And people were like, oh, he had a family. He was a firefighter. Yo, bro, you can't champion someone's death and then be upset that other people are celebrating someone's death. I'm sorry. It's just, you have to pick a side. Either you're gonna say, hey, rest in peace, or you're gonna champion someone's death. That's just what it is.
And I did see this morning on the Breakfast Club, Charlamagne the God spoke on the situation, the incident. And did I end up screen recording some of it? I believe I did. I think that they copyright people whenever you play Donkey of the Day, but I can play some audio. So let me just play some audio of Charlamagne the God speaking on Donkey of the Day. And he made great points, in my opinion, that I wanted to highlight real quick. Let's play the audio right here.
Believe him if he loses and says the election is rigged, because people believe what they want. That's why some folks want to believe his attempted assassination was staged.
Really?
Yeah, they had panned on the
attempted
back.
assassination was staged. Nobody believes the truth in this country anymore, and that is another problem.
It's still playing?
in America.
Yeah.
Depending on what
Is it playing now?
No, it's part of the video.
Oh.
side you stand on, that's what you believe. Nobody thinks anything is real unless it confirms what they already thought. That's why folks immediately rushed to say Donald Trump's assassination attempt was staged. Why? What's the reason to spread that narrative? What happened on Saturday was very real. And it should be a teachable moment for us all, because this is what happens when you have people in positions of power spreading the kind of dangerous rhetoric that Donald Trump has been spreading since 2016. No one should say this is staged. Saying it is staged is exactly why we can't fix the problem, because we're not acknowledging the truth. What happened to Donald Trump is very real. Political violence is very, very real, and it's only going to get worse, especially when you have people like J.D. Vance and House Speaker Mike Johnson blaming Democrats when we don't even know the shooter's motives yet. Okay, the truth is, President Donald Trump has created an environment of political violence that not even he is safe from.
And he also, in the beginning of the clip, because it's like a long clip, I'm not going to play the whole thing, he also highlighted Biden's rhetoric as well. Both sides, right? When you speak on politics, it gets so crazy when both sides, especially right now, they're campaigning. There was a tweet, I think, from Biden like a day prior. Like he was saying like how Trump's like a threat to democracy, something of that nature. But they both have kind of said similar things of that nature to each other, right? And it was and throughout history, even Trump, especially Trump, I should say, Trump was mocking Hillary Clinton and alluding to the idea of her being killed, right? And he was like laughing, saying like, "Oh, the people with the, the amendment rights to Second Amendment rights to like the people, basically gun owners." He was jokingly saying like, "Oh, gun owners might feel some type of way about that, whatever," like alluding to the idea of her needing to be shot or whatever. He's played into this in the past, Both sides have played into this. What's the dangers of that? Not everyone is smart, handsome, young men like ourselves, right? That's going to just hear that and be like, these fucking guys are crazy. There's going to be some actual crazy individuals that hear this and might want to be like, hey, if he's a threat to democracy, let's take him out. Let me go take him out. I own guns. Let me go and try to kill this guy because he's a threat to let's annihilate the threat, right? And today the House Speaker of the White House, they spoke out specifically to that line of calling Trump a threat to democracy. And they said that everyone has a side. Our sides have our own opinions against his. Basically saying that they're not going to take that, obviously, statement back or stop calling him that specifically. But politics gets nasty to the point that shit like this can happen. And a gentleman like Donald Trump, who we already have the incident with January 6th, and people are going to feel however they feel about January 6th, right? Doesn't defeat the fact that it happened and the people that were behind it happening, that actually were arrested, etc., that did the actual breaking into who they were there supporting, right? And it was actually someone died too as well, right? Someone was shot.
A few people died.
A few people died?
I think so.
But inside the building, I think it was like a woman that was shot?
Yeah, a woman was shot, by an officer.
By an officer, right? When that type of stuff happens, you put that out there into the world. These type of things can happen, unfortunately, right? Trump himself, years ago, prior to running for president, said that he wouldn't want to be president or get into politics because he cares about his safety. He said verbatim years ago. Now, unfortunately, his safety is at the highest risk possible. But even looking at that clip back then, does make me believe that there's a possibility. I'm obviously one of the most optimistic people maybe in the world history, right? I feel like this might have changed him for the better. We shall see. He hasn't spoken. Will he update any of his policies? Will it help his case? Right? His popularity's gone through the roof. Is that going to help his election running? Yes. Is it going to confirm him winning? Maybe not. Maybe not. I think that it might. I'm leaning towards him winning. Today, he announced his vice presidential candidate, J.D. Vance, Senator of Ohio, Republican Senator of Ohio, who, coincidentally, has alluded to Trump being Hitler-like, etc. Used to be a very anti-Trump guy, has recently become more of a Trump guy, supporting Trump, right? People are calling it out as hypocrisy, but it's politics. People are going to be fucking hypocrites at all times. This is what happens in politics. It's not surprising. Supposedly Trump's family, his son specifically, was one of the people convincing him to push for J.D. Vance, and Trump was kind of skeptical of this guy, maybe because of the way how he was in the past, right? But he made the push, and he ultimately decided to pick him today officially as the guy, J.D. Vance, the vice president. Why does this matter? It matters because of the fact that when you go to vote, some people might like the vice president more, and just because of the fact of that, they feel more confident in their pick. It can help people. Many argue that's what helped a lot of the Joe Biden voters at that time when he had Kamala. Black woman, optics, it helps, right? Okay. They vote for her. The famous video, "We did it, Joe. We did it, Joe. Oh my God, we did it, Joe." One of the most viral videos of all time. Optics, it helped. Where's Kamala now? Maybe nowhere to be found. God bless her. I'm trying to get, potentially they're saying she might do a visit in Rhode Island. I want to do a Kamala Harris interview if she does. We're going to try to schedule that. But today there was also rumors of RFK Jr. I sent it to you. Like minutes before JD Vance was announced, RFK Jr. was going to be supposedly the pick for vice president. I was like, what the hell? Because he had a meeting with Trump. And he confirmed he had a meeting with Trump. But supposedly he was just talking about unity and talking about safety, helping him get the idea of the Secret Service actually in effect, which now has happened. He's the independent representative, basically the only third candidate that matters in this election race. He said he's not dropping. He's still running for president. And obviously his family has history of assassination attempts. JFK's brother. So that would have been like, whoa, a power move. Like this guy goes and, for lack of better terms, gets with a quote-unquote op and is the guy that fucking has a family history of assassination attempts after his assassination attempt and now is as vice president. Whoa. Did not happen. It's J.D. Vance, right? And I want to find the clips of J.D. Vance talking about Trump because some of this shit was funny. They made like a compilation. Let's see if I would be able to find it. To be honest with you, I personally have never heard of fucking J.D. Vance before today, if I'm keeping it 100% honest. I feel like I've heard of his name, but I've never heard, I would never put a face to his name or name to his face. If you were to tell me, how does J.D. Vance look like? I'd be like, never heard. No, I don't fucking know. Boy, we have him here.
He's a freshman senator. He's only been in office for 2 years.
Oh, really? He seems young, too. He seems young.
As somebody who doesn't like Trump, myself, the elites were right about Donald Trump, right? I'm a never Trump guy. I never liked him.
He's the best president of my lifetime, and he revealed the corruption in this country like nobody else.
I can't stomach Trump. I think that he's noxious and is leading the white working class to a very dark place. I think that he was a good president. I think he made a lot of good decisions for people.
I take it you're not a Trump supporter from what I've read. Am I right? Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, I didn't vote.
Great president. I'm 30 years old. Still the best president.
So the hypocrisy, right? But this is politics, guys. This is what's that term? Pandering. People are gonna pander. People are gonna pander. People are gonna lie to your face because they want to get your votes. This is how it works. This is how it works. But it's definitely something that seems kind of anti-Trump. Anyone that goes against Trump historically, record shows that the relationships don't last, right? You would think that he wouldn't ever really fuck with this guy, let alone give him such a high-powering position.
There's a couple of reasons why.
But he gave him. What is the reasons you've seen or heard?
So this is Mike Pence all over again. Mike Pence wasn't a huge Trump fan. And Mike Pence, there's a reason why when the January 6th happened, Mike Pence was the one who took stand and said, I'm not going along with this situation. And he disobeyed the president's orders that he gave to him. And there was that whole clash, and now they don't even talk anymore. And that's why Mike Pence is not his running mate. JD is a lot like Mike Pence. He is this establishment Republican who, voters are going to gravitate towards. They're going to see him, the much more moderate ones, the ones that are terrified of the anti-Semites that exist on Trump's base, because that's what a lot of Trump's base is at this point, is anti-Semitic people. This dude is pro-Israel. He's very, his policies are very, like, right-centered. I think he's the perfect candidate to bring on those like moderate people who, like the Ben Shapiros, who are terrified of what Trump's camp is becoming. My thing is this. I don't even think this guy's a panderer. I just think he is what is the embodiment of American politics. I truly believe he believed what he was saying. He was sending private messages to his friend, explaining to him why he disliked Trump. And those messages got leaked. Yeah. I think this guy actually believed it. I think what happened was, like most people in politics, they grow up wanting to be a politician. And you then come to realize, okay, if I want to be a politician, I have to compromise on my morals and my values. If I want to get really far, I have to kind of abandon my morals and my values. And I think he got really screwed because he's in Ohio. It's a red state. You have to be a Republican. You're not going to win. I think he probably was more of a center-left person, and you can't just leave and go to another state and run for office. It's really difficult. You want to do it in your home state. So in Ohio, running as a Republican, probably has leftist views. He's in the center. And then your party's moving to the right. It's becoming more fringe. So what does he do? He adopts the mentality. Ted Cruz did the same thing. Nigga, Trump told Ted Cruz that his wife is disgusting and that she's ugly and fat. I swear it was word for word. And Ted Cruz is now like a huge Trump supporter.
Yeah.
Like, it's not pandering in my brain. You're playing the field. Like, this is where the party is going. If you don't go along with the party, then you're going to be stuck in the middle. You know, you're not going to get anything done. No one's going to support you. No one's going to like you. And you're going to have to go back to your state and explain why you did nothing on the Hill. And that is the reality of politics. That's why the notion that one person is going to change everything is such a fucking lie. That's not how the system works. It is a collective of people. And if you're being overwhelmed by a majority of people who are moving the group to a certain direction as a party, you as an individual are not going to change that. You have to just go along with the group or you're most likely going to lose your seat because there are machines in every state working to take people out. I've seen it in Rhode Island a bunch of times. I feel for this guy. I think he doesn't like Trump at all. I think he just has to say that. I think he wants to be VP. I think this was his dream. And I think Charlamagne is right. The bigger issue here isn't whether this was a conspiracy. The bigger issue here is like, yo, we have a president who like is galvanizing his base and like amping them up. And now he has the perfect like platform for it. I just survived an assassination attempt.
100%.
I'm that nigga. I am exactly what you guys have been describing. And I think the Republican Party's dumb enough to think that by putting JD as VP is going to stop him from doing what he needs to do. I think you're right, Vic. This is going to end out terribly. It's going to end up terrible. Yo, they're going to hate each other by the first year. And it's going to be very apparent. Because Trump's going to be more vocal this time in office.
But the way Trump moves, I wouldn't be shocked if he already has like a plan B set. Like he might have Vivek Ramaswamy or maybe RFK.
You can't just remove a VP though.
Oh, you can't?
No. You that's I'm pretty sure Congress has to remove the VP.
It has to be voted out.
Yeah, you as president can't just take out a VP. That's insanity. Then that's a corrupt because then it's like
unless he changes the rules.
He's second in power. No, because I did the constitutional rule. Let me make sure because I'd have to double
And breaking news right now, we have the RNC Live, the Republican National Convention happening today in Milwaukee. We have Donald Trump arriving. Look at this. It was minutes ago right now. He arrived. First public appearance post the...
Congress only has authority.
Okay. So he has to be voted out, though.
And it's a congressional, so if you can't just change congressional law. The states would have to agree to it. They'd have to meet in convention. It's impossible for him to go around that.
This is live right now. Look at he arrives with a bandage on his right ear. That's him behind the stage, behind the scenes, and then him walking out right here. Yo, this is crazy. This is like a movie, man. We're literally living the movie. Look at JD Vance too, right there.
He looks so like kind of gross. Yeah, God bless.
Look at Trump with his right ear.
You have to play that shit on the laptop, bro. That shit.
Yeah, but we don't need the music. We're good.
I thought he was gonna come out to Dolph 100 shots.
JD Vance excited as hell.
You're annoying.
Doing the finger points.
Or Manny, man. Yeah, 50 was supposed to be there.
Manny.
This is live right here. But, yeah, you get the gist. This is crazy, right? 50 Cent was reported to be there at the event. He denied it, though. His team denied it now. TMZ reported, updated it on Twitter. God. TMZ reports that it was not happening, that he's busy preparing for a festival he has next month that he's attending. He's like practicing or something. It's not happening. But it would have been crazy. Right? Over the weekend, 50 Cent, because for those who don't know, for context, Many Men, the song about 50 Cent being shot, attempted to be shot, people wanting to kill him.
No, he got shot.
Oh, yeah, attempted to be killed, but him being shot. How many bullets he got? 9 bullets?
I think so, yeah.
9 shots?
9? I thought it was like 7.
Too many. Many Men dropped, right? The classic record, one of my favorite songs of all time. Many men wish death upon me. No, I don't die no more. Or whatever the line is. Classic. They said that Donald Trump, that's the first record that played in his mind. Or that should be his walkout song, right? They made memes about it. They have the 50 Cent meme of his 50 Cent Get Rich or Die Trying. They have the album cover. You know what I'm saying? They're saying it's freaking what's that term? Pander or die trying, something of that nature. Donald Trump, that meme, 50 Cent had it behind him as he performed in Boston over the weekend at his concert. So then today, we're like, oh, 50 Cent's going to be there at the RNC this week because it's a 4 or 5 day event, all-week event. I forgot how many days. 50 Cent now, his team say no, he's actually not going to be there. Would have been crazy for him to be there. I think it's better off not being there, in my opinion, because of the fact, you know, it's that fake love. If he didn't have a relationship with Trump prior to this, it's just because of the fact that, you know, but there could be a business play for him. He did drop merch today, Many Men merch.
No, it is.
So he could pop up as a business play, but him popping up is an endorsement.
That's why it's stupid. Like, you got to at one point realize money's not everything.
Yeah.
Like, not all money is good money.
Like how much, too? Like, what we're talking 100 million? Like, they're not going to give him $100 million.
And that's what he tells Floyd. That's why he pisses me off sometimes, because like, you can't make fun of Floyd for the fights he takes.
Yeah.
When you're out here you're basically, like, co-signing this nonsense by being there.
So he backed out of it. He backed out of it. But there's been obviously rappers co-signing Trump. Everyone has their rights to co-sign who they want to co-sign.
They're doing that to get out of jail.
They're trying to get the, I think it was today, not a rapper, but on the Rory Mall podcast, they had Supreme, the infamous street guy from New York, used to be associated, co-associated with Earth Gotti and them, the Supreme team. I think that's where a lot of the 50 Cent beef stems from, if I'm correct, like his ops and shit.
Okay.
Allegedly, I don't want to get into too much details, but his son on Rory Mall podcast said that if Trump wins, that his dad is gonna get out. So that's what they want Trump to win, because I guess he's been promised a pardon upon Trump's winning the election. Hip hop and Trump have a long-term history. It's always happened.
Why don't we just create a better judicial system?
But we have 50 Cent is not going there today, guys, or this week is not gonna happen because people thought he was going. I was like, wow, if that really happens, bro. Trump walks out with him, and today he walked out. We just saw it right now, bandage in the ear.
I'm telling you, bro, you're being too optimistic. That dude is worse than ever. You survive, and people are calling you the Messiah. Vic,
listen, he did look kind of shaken up right here. He looks shaken up. It's a possibility, man. It's a fucking attempt to kill your life.
It might galvanize you even more to think that you truly are on the right path of what you're doing.
We gotta see. Also, trauma hits at different points. It could hit him next week. It could hit him next month.
You know that's why Reagan went crazy, right?
Because of his attempt. I almost died of him being
Yeah. He smoked who he took on, but at the end of it, like during the presidency, bro.
Yeah.
Wow, it got bad. Like it was worse than Biden. He got dementia. Like it was so bad they wouldn't let him go on TV.
Yeah.
So it could happen with Trump. He could get dementia. He can get severe trauma. You're right. Who knows?
They gon' love me for my ambition.
And that was a clip from our podcast, the Club Ambition podcast, Cap. If you're looking to watch the full episode, make sure to go check it out right now. It's available on audio and also on YouTube.